Again? We are going through this with Angel Reese? Again? The unidentified victim was introduced to the palm of Angel Reese's hand. Over the past couple of years, Angel Reese has allowed the disease of jealousy to destroy her career.
Angel Reese has been hit with a suspension after slapping an opponent across the face, and this time the WNBA is clearly not messing around. This move feels more like a wake-up call than just another routine punishment, as the league finally said enough is enough.
This has got to be a goddamn joke. This has got to be a joke.
This suspension isn't just another penalty. It marks a critical moment for a player who's been pushing the league's boundaries throughout the season.
Another instance where Angel Reese shows a complete lack of self-control.
Angel Reese is back in the headlines again, but not in the way the WNBA or her fans would hope. The Chicago Sky forward has now been suspended indefinitely after another shocking on-court confrontation.
Angel Reese was visibly frustrated after missing another layup. As she was preparing to jog very slowly down the court in transition, she decided to take out her frustration on the face of one of the players for the Washington Mythical.
This time it went down during a game against the Washington Mystics on June 17, 2025. Knight remembered not for her stat sheet, but for a slap that sent shockwaves throughout the league.
At one point during the game, Angel Reese was doing what she does best, missing layups.
The incident erupted in a tense moment of the game. Reese missed a layup, grew visibly frustrated, and lashed out by striking Mystics player Kiki in the face.
What happened last night? That was inexcusable. Angel Reese was visibly frustrated, which is kind of strange.
The slap wasn't minor, it was intentional, excessive, and frankly unjustifiable. Fans at the arena and online were stunned, and social media exploded with people calling it a cheap shot and demanding harsh penalties.
And you're drawing attention to yourself because of that. That can be problematic for you, especially when the comparison is going to be drawn to Caitlin Clark, who isn't doing such things. That might not be fair. I'm not saying it is.
What makes this worse is that it wasn't just a random outburst. Chicago had a big lead, but still blew the game. And despite Reese's 17 points and 10 rebounds, her lack of control cost her team and exposed her failure to lead when it mattered. Interview 8, to make matters worse, the game drew just around 7,500 fans, a figure that even seems generous under the circumstances.
Last night, Angel Reese, big star. She played in an arena that was filled to less than 75% capacity. The announced attendance was around 7,500.
The sea of empty seats told its own story. For someone marketed as a rising WNBA star, Reese's inability to fill arenas speaks volumes.
So I think it's time to finally, end the argument. End the argument that there is any sort of, other needle mover.
Caitlin Clark enters an arena, it sells out. Reese, on the other hand, struggles to attract fans despite the league's constant promotional push. This incident sparks a bigger question about Reese's real value to the WNBA.
Numbers are in. ESPN released the viewership numbers for the Indiana Fever versus the Brazilian national team game.
Reese's suspension, announced shortly after the game, has fueled fierce debate. Sky head coach Tyler Marsh cited her actions and lack of accountability. With the WNBA now investigating Reese's future with the team and the league hangs in the balance.
They care about winning more than they care about anything.
Reese's behavioral pattern is becoming too visible to ignore. Despite decent stats, her on-court antics and emotional instability overshadow everything else. It raises concerns about her ability to be the leader the league wants.
By now, you'd figure that Angel Reese was used to missing layups and would have no reason to be pissed off about it.
Most fans, especially Caitlin Clark's loyal supporters, have rejected Reese's star image. Her behavior doesn't match what a league-elevating player should represent, lacking the professionalism needed for the role.
NBA women's basketball star Angel Reese says we should get paid like NBA players, okay? That's going out everywhere.
Now that the dust has settled, one thing is certain: Reese's slap wasn't just a mistake. It was the latest chapter in a pattern damaging her career. Whether she recovers from this remains to be seen, but it's clear the WNBA didn't want another scandal.
Angel Reese's trademark. It says that she is asking for the trademark for t-shirts, sweatshirts, and hats.
Angel Reese's indefinite suspension is the biggest story in the WNBA right now, and honestly, no one is surprised. Sky. Coach Tyler Marsh didn't hold back, saying this wasn't about one moment, it was about a long trail of poor sportsmanship.
With the basketball being pretend in the WNBA, most people don't expect the punches to be real.
So what is the WNBA really trying to do here? Are they truly setting a new standard for accountability, or is this just damage control for bad PR? The league has spent a lot of energy marketing Reese as a superstar, but suspending her indefinitely could mean they're sending a serious message, or maybe not. Let's be real, WNBA suspensions often feel like a slap on the wrist, pun intended.
The WNBA getting angry for being a huge embarrassing failure. After a while, it just becomes normal.
And let's not pretend this is Angel Reese's first controversy. Back in May, she clashed with Caitlin Clark, who's still just a rookie during a game against the Fever. It started with a flagrant foul and almost exploded into a full-blown fight. Teammates had to intervene, and even the refs looked like they wanted to vanish. Then on June 15th, she went at it again, this time shoving Olivia Nelson-Ododa after a hair-pulling tangle, earning yet another technical foul.
What is this? The second time this week this has happened?
The common thread here. Reese's temper. This isn't just a random lapse, it's a recurring pattern. Every athlete has frustrating moments, but Reese consistently turns hers into headline-worthy blow-ups. And that sparks a real question about her leadership. Can someone who claims to be the WNBA's face really lead when she keeps dragging her team into chaos?
Angel Reese loses her temper?
But here's where it gets complicated. Reese's stats on paper actually look good. She's posted double-doubles, even triple-doubles. Just last week, she had 17 points and 10 rebounds against the Mystics. Sounds impressive, right? Well, not exactly.
On paper, Angel Reese played a great game.
Because when you dig deeper, those stats lose their shine. She also missed several layups and turned the ball over multiple times. Worst of all, she disappeared in the fourth quarter when her team needed her most. This isn't a one-off either. Her late-game performances keep falling apart. Her numbers may look decent, but they don't show the bad decisions, missed shots, or lack of leadership.
The Chicago Bravado still managed to find a way to lose to the Washington Mythicals. Why?
And then there's bounds, a term Reese actually trademarked, but what does that really say? Instead of focusing on team wins, it seems like she's more interested in padding her own stat sheet. Sure, it's clever branding, but it also screams where her priorities really lie.
Angel Reese has filed a trademark for the rebound term me bounds.
Angel Reese's suspension isn't just about one slap or a few bad games. It highlights a much deeper issue, one that could threaten her career and damage the WNBA's reputation. The league now has a choice: keep backing a player who's become a liability, or finally take a stand. Reese may feel untouchable, but stars burn out fast if they keep making the same mistakes. Her clock is ticking.
It'll say Angel Reese part 36. And it goes, Angel Reese going up for another layup. She misses. Bang! And I mean, dude, it's the funniest shit. And my whole thing is this, dude.
The WNBA's marketing team has gone all in trying to paint Angel Reese as the future of the league, the superstar who will take women's basketball to the next level. But let's be honest, it's not working. If you're going to sell a star, they need to deliver on the court and draw fans. Right now, Reese is doing neither.
Now the media keeps telling me that Angel Reese is a huge star.
Take attendance, for example. When Caitlin Clark plays, arenas are packed to capacity. She's not just filling seats, she's selling out venues. Fans travel long distances just to see her live. And ticket prices are skyrocketing into the thousands.
This was, I believe, Caitlin Clark's last game in the WNBA. And then also, of course, the WNBA All-Star Game had 3.4 million viewers, and that's the most watched WNBA.
Meanwhile, Reese plays in front of half-empty gyms. That game against the Mystics was reported to have 7,500 in attendance, but honestly, it looked more like a high school pep rally than a professional basketball game.
Eject the face of pretend basketball?
And here's the kicker. The WNBA continues to promote Reese as a top-tier star, despite all these obvious red flags. Why? Are they hoping fans won't see the gap between hype and reality? Because fans clearly aren't buying it. Her poor judgment on the court only makes the league's promotion seem forced.
Ejected in the middle of the game, the arena wouldn't just look empty, it would literally be empty.
Let's not sugarcoat it. Reese's behavior is doing more than hurting her own name. It's damaging the credibility of the entire WNBA. Fans are fed up with the drama, the bad sportsmanship, and the lack of accountability. The league says it values professionalism, but it keeps defending a player who refuses to act like a pro.
Ja Morant is persona non grata. As far as the NBA's marketing department is concerned, Ja Morant doesn't exist.
This brings up an interesting comparison, Angel Reese and Ja Morant. His story is a warning sign for anyone watching. A few years ago, Morant looked like the future of the NBA, electric, marketable, and insanely talented.
The mainstream career and drawing power of Ja Morant have evaporated.
But then came two Instagram Live incidents, both involving firearms. His reputation tanked almost overnight. The NBA pulled him from all marketing, and sponsors ran away like it was a contagious disease. Reese is now walking a similar tightrope, tons of talent, but too many bad choices that may cost her everything.
It's kinda hard to get corporate sponsors to support your product when the face of your league is playing gangster on Instagram.
And let's not ignore the money. Sponsors don't want to align with controversy. Reese might be trademarking mid-bounds today, but if she keeps heading down this path, those brand deals will vanish fast. The big question now, will she learn from Morant's mistakes or fall into the same trap? Her suspension could be the breaking point. It's time for the WNBA to choose, protect a volatile star or set a new standard. Either way, how they handle. This will define the league's direction. Is Angel Reese the star they need, or the risk they can't afford?